love, that's untrue. These go with learning the game. When you love her and she doesn't love you, you're only learning the game. When she says that you're the only one she'll ever love, then you find that you are not the one she's thinking of. Feeling so sad and you're all alone and blue, that's when you're learning the game. The only one she'll ever love, then you find that you are not the one she's thinking of. Feeling so sad and you're all alone and blue, that's when you're learning the game. That's when you're learning the game. Hey folks, welcome to the Judge Timbers channel. Today we're going to be covering Buddy Holly's great song, Lost Classic, I would say, Learning the Game. If you're watching this, you're familiar with the apartment tapes. Buddy recorded a lot of acoustic demos about a month before his tragic plane crash and death. They're wonderful recordings, and I'm covering the original Buddy Holly demo of Learning the Game. There's been other versions, overdubbed versions. The Rolling Stones did a great cover version of this with Keith Richards singing lead vocal. I think that's officially out there. It's on YouTube. It's great. Keith gives it the full Keith Richards vibe, but it's a really, really great tribute to Buddy Holly. I think it's even recorded live in Texas. But anyway, I'm going to be covering Buddy Holly's original demo. So there's no capo on this song. But the guitar is tuned down, or at least I'm saying it's tuned down a half step. I'm not sure. It could have been the tape recorder. You know, back in the 1950s, maybe tape recorders ran at a slow speed. Who knows? Or it's just released at an off speed. But the easiest thing if you want to play along to the record or the recording is to tune your guitar down. Now, the good news, as in most Buddy Holly songs, there's only 3 chords, and there's the standard Buddy Holly chords, an A, a D, and an E. So that's all you need is A, D, and E. That's all you need for this song, however you play it. Again, but I'm tuned down. I'm really playing an A flat, a D flat, and an E flat. If you want to play along to my lesson or to Buddy's recording, that's what you can do. But I'm sure Buddy played this in regular A, D, E shapes. I'm just not sure if he tuned his guitar down or it was something with the recording process. I think he recorded just, I've read, on one microphone, so I kind of try to mimic that. Guitar and vocals on one microphone, so we got that. There we go. So again, trying to do an apartment tapes type of recording here. So let's get into this. I'm going to teach the song 2 ways. Buddy kind of plays it 2 different ways. There's the more basic level way, the easier way, and the more complicated, the more difficult way. Neither are too difficult, and I think even a beginner guitarist can try both methods, but the second one might be a little bit of a challenge because there's a lot of quick changes. I don't know. If you're watching the cover, you can see and hear them. But let me first show the simpler, easy way, which is how Buddy plays the first verse. So he does play it this way the first time through, at least to my ears. And then it's always the more complicated way, if you want to call it that. And the intro is the more complicated way. So I'm going to skip the intro first. I'm just going to show you the verses. So I'm just going to give you the chords. Again, there's only 3 of them. So it starts with an A, right? Hearts that are broken, to an E, to a D, E, D, E, to A, D, A. So one more time, that's it. A, to E, to D, to E, back to D, to E, to A, D, A. And the other part of the song, really easy. D, da, 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 E, da, 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 da. D, da, 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 E, da, 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 da. Then back. A, da, da, E, da, da, D, da, da, E, D, E, A, D, A. That's it. That's the easy way, and that's all you have to do. So a song would sound great just playing it. If I were strumming it, you could just strum those chords, right? I won't bother with that. But now let me give you the way I'm hearing Buddy playing this on the recording, on the demo recording. So he starts the introduction this way, then he goes to the first verse more in that simple way, and then the rest of the song he goes back to, we'll call it the more complicated way. And when I say more complicated, all he's doing, the same chords, you don't need anything extra, it's A, D, E. But he's just adding some, like what I call them connecting chords, just adds a little more spice to the song, a little more rhythm, especially if you're playing it by yourself. So it's wonderful. This is a great way to play it if you're playing this solo. So let me I'm going to play it first. All right, so here's the introduction, which is also the verse, the complicated verse way, we'll call it. All right, so all that is, you start with the A, but then you're going to go A, D, A, E, A, E, D, and the rest is the same. E, D, E, back to A, D, A. So that's the same. So again, one more time. A, D, A, E, D, to E, D, to E, back to A, D, A. So again, in real time. So just practice that. If that's difficult, I think anybody could get it. Might take a little work, but it's the same three basic chords, just little quick changes there. And then the middle part, which before we just played a D, an E, right? So now we're just going to play D, A, D, A, D, A, D, A to the E. So it just gives you a little more rhythm, right? So it's... When she says that you're the one that she'll ever love, then you find that you are not the one she's thinking of. So all that is D, A, D, A, D, A, E, ba 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 ba. D, A, D, A, D, A, E, ba 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 ba. Feeling so sad and you're all on blue. That's when you're learning the game. That's when you're learning the game. That's it, folks. That is Learning the Game by the great Buddy Holly from the Apartment Tape Sessions, we'll call them. Again, recorded about a month before his untimely death. They're wonderful. If you haven't checked them out, definitely listen. There's a lot. I think there's about, 14, 15 tracks, something like that. I think a couple are repeated. They're really demo versions Buddy just recorded, but they've been released. They sound great. The quality's wonderful. And again, this one, especially Learning the Game, is just Buddy and his acoustic guitar recorded, I think, on one microphone. So it's wonderful. And don't forget the Rolling Stones version. I would check out the cover version, again, sung by Keith Richards. So folks, thanks again for tuning into the Judge Timbers channel. Always wonderful to have you here. I'm sure I'll be back with more Buddy Holly lessons, Beatle lessons, solo Beatle lessons, Billy Joel, Tom Petty. Who knows? You never know what you're going to get on this channel. But it all somehow will tie back to the Beatles. And of course, Buddy Holly is probably, if not the most, one of the biggest influences to the Beatles on their songwriting and vocal style, everything. So I definitely feel Buddy Holly is appropriate for this channel. Thanks again, everybody. I'll see you soon. Take care.